It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hi, I'm Heather, and I also have Vera here. Say hi, Vera.
Hi. Hi, Vera.
This is our first episode of the I Can't Mom Today podcast, and we are so excited to be here with you guys because we have a lot of things to share, and I hope you have a lot of things to share with us as well. I am a first-time mom to an almost one-year-old little rambunctious, amazing boy, Baker. Vera, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm a first and only time mom to a 15-year-old boy named Luke. He was really cute, but now, no, he's still cute. But, the same little feet that I used to kiss and everything are now really stinky, and I don't even want to even be near his sneakers. So very different. But it's interesting you say first time, Heather. Does that mean you're going to have another?
I don't know. That's still kind of like something up in the air for us. And we'll talk about that, in different.
Okay. Sorry, not to throw you a curveball.
No, you're totally fine. No, it's something I get asked all the
I
time.
realized. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am first time. This is my first kid, and I think situations are a little bit different. You have a 15-year-old and mine's 1. So that's a natural thing to wonder. So, all right.
But I didn't want to be like one of those friends that's like, so when are you having your next one?
Oh, no. Yeah, no, you're fine. So the podcast was created specifically for first time moms because before Baker was born, I always heard from moms that, when you hold your baby, you're going to be in love, and it's a love you've never imagined and you can never imagine again. And I didn't feel that. So I felt like this super shitty mom. Like I was like, God, is there something wrong with me? Do I need medication? Like what's going on? I reached out to some friends and it seemed that it was like kind of 50-50. Some people were like totally natural. Yep. Felt the same way too. I didn't love them either at first. Like there's a love, but not that all consuming love that I now feel for them. Some of my friends were like, oh no, totally fell in love. Absolutely 100% first time I saw him. Vera, what was your experience?
Well, I was never a baby person. I didn't like baby dolls. I wasn't people used to go crazy over babies. Babies, look at the baby. And I was like, whatever. It's a lump and it poops and it eats and that's it. And so I was never a baby person either. But I will say that even though I still kind of looked at Luke like a lump when he was first born, I did have that love. Like you said, there was a love. And I will say too, even though I joke around that he's 15 now and he's, stinky, the older he gets, the more I get to know him, the more attached I get to him because I just keep getting to know him. And there's like that certain, nobody knows you more. I think nobody knows you better than your mom or your kid or your dad and your kid because you're so attached to each other in a weird way. Well, it's not really weird, but so I don't think there's any closer bond. Yeah, literally. And that's what I always say. If someone lives in your body for 10 months, you kind of get a little attached to them. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah. So, but then at the same time, just because you're not this like glowing image of motherhood, you feel guilty or because you're tired or because you really don't want to be around your baby some days or your kid or whatever. You have that mom guilt. Like it's always supposed to be hearts and flowers. And it's not. And I think you can make other moms feel better by sharing your experiences and sharing the fact that, there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of pain.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why we created the I Can't Mom Today podcast, because we want everyone to realize that, while not everyone is going to share your experience, there still are people that are sharing your experiences or something similar to yours. And also to laugh because being a mom is really hard. But also it can be really funny.
Yeah. Well, that's what my mom always used to say. If you don't laugh, you'll cry, and sometimes there are those moments where it's like you're just a hot mess and you got to take a step back and go, you know what, if this wasn't me at this very moment, I'd be laughing my ass off,
Sure,
so you just got to kind of go, you know what, it's kind of funny. So yeah, absolutely. If you don't laugh, you cry. So sometimes you just got to laugh.
Yes, absolutely. So now that you know a little bit about Vera and I, we're going to start our first episode for I Can't Mom Today podcast. The first topic we're going to talk about is exhaustion. Okay, so we've all experienced exhaustion in some way, shape, or form, but nothing I've experienced can compare to the first few weeks of life for this child, whether
Mhm.
it's your child that you birthed or you adopted. Those first few weeks are hard for everyone because you're getting to know this new blob
Mhm.
and you
Mhm.
I mean, right? And it
A
cries
lump
and
of
it
meat. Yep.
poops and it screams and it wakes you up every 5 minutes to, 2 hours.
Mhm.
So I know, like, I don't even think I remember the first few months. I have pictures that show that it happened.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, but you're so exhausted. I think well, Luke didn't sleep through the night until he was over a year old. So, I always say the first year even of his life, I was kind of like,
Yeah, no, we're
he's
coming up on
supposed
a
to be fine.
year, and I have had probably 5 nights of solid sleep. From when I say solid, I mean from, like, 11 p.m. to 5 or 6 a.m.
Mhm. Yeah, that sounds about right, and Luke used to wake up every 2 hours and, like, for the first few months, and then it was I think I remember the first time I slept 4 hours in a row, and I felt like a new woman. I was like, 4 hours!"
Yes. But then that 4 hours turns into not enough, and you're like,
Uh-huh,
it's so funny.
exactly.
There was this poll conducted by one poll. The average parent spends over 33 hours a week directly on parenting related tasks, such as taking the kids to school, activities, playing, and cooking meals. So 33 hours a week. How many? Okay, if we're awake from, I don't know, typical wake up is probably 6 a.m. to, would you say 10 p.m.?
Yeah, that'd probably be about right,
So that's
hopefully.
18 hours. Hold on, let me get on my calculator. So about 18 hours a day is when we're awake. And 7 days, right, in a week, 126 hours. So if we do the math and we're parenting 33 hours, we're working about 40 hours, right? 53
Yeah.
hours we have to account for. Do you
Well,
feel like that's
yeah.
53 hours in 7 days, though? So that's, hold on,
Divided by what's 53 divided by 7? You notice we're not doing a math
7.57.
podcast.
7.57.
Wait a minute, we've screwed something up somewhere in here.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
That doesn't make sense.
no. But still, 33 hours a week, if you think about it, 33 hours a week doing parental tasks, then 40 hours a week. And let's be honest, how many people actually only work 40 hours? Most people probably work 50
Well,
on
then you have to
average.
take in travel time and all this other
Commuting.
nonsense. I mean, like, right?
Mhm.
So let's just say that we are math people and we figured out this, even though, a poll told us. So we're gonna go with the poll since they're the
Yeah.
experts. So they're saying 73% of parents who are also employed spend another 36 hours at work. Who spends 36 hours at work? Because I want to
I
have
know,
their
I was gonna
job.
say.
The
Right?
results found that average parents get only 55 minutes of time to themselves every week. Okay, so they did the
55
math.
minutes
It
in
wasn't
a
me,
week.
but I feel like that's pretty accurate.
Sounds good to me because I
Yeah.
do know that as a parent, as a working parent, or even a stay-at-home mom too, you're still like stay-at-home mom just because you're home doesn't mean you're not working. So, so
No,
yes,
totally. It's just a different
and
kind of, I think stay-at-home moms get a really bad rap, because
yeah,
while they can, get things done around the house that we can't because 'cause we're at work,
mhm.
they don't get a break.
No, that's the thing is that you're always at work 24/7 when you're a stay-at-home mom.
Yes.
I couldn't be one. And when I
No.
meet some women who are, they say, they kind of look at me apologetically like, "Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom." And I'm like, "You're amazing."
Yeah,
I
no,
could
no doubt.
I couldn't do it. Like when I went back to work after Luke was born, I was like, "Praise the Lord, I had to get away."
Yeah, because at least at work you have lunch breaks. Like, I can go take a
Yeah.
nap in my car if I absolutely have to,
Yep.
like, get that few those few minutes of shut-eye, but
Mhm.
also, like, your boss is always there.
Yep. Yeah.
Always.
Exactly, kinda like that was remember that commercial with dads or moms don't get a sick day? And
Yeah.
it's like and the dad or mom walks in and says, "Bob, I'm gonna have to take a sick day," and then it turns
Mhm.
out it's the baby, and the baby's looking at him like, "What?" You know?
Yep.
And I always thought that's so perfect because as a parent and I was a single mom for many years, like, you don't get there's no break. There's
No.
no, like the baby's looking at you like, "I don't care you don't feel well. I want attention or I want food. I want" whatever. So yeah, it's really
Totally.
rough.
I feel like though with single parents, it's gotta be hard that you don't have a break during the week or, during the time that you have your child. But I feel like when they
Mhm.
go to the other parents, it's kind of like, whoa, what's this sweet
Yes.
relief?
It's kind of weird because I think that if you're a married or committed parent, a parent with a significant other, you get like little breaks. I've thought about this a lot. You get like little breaks. So
Mhm.
like if you're like, babe, I need to go take a nap or take a shower or whatever, you can be like, here, take it and
Yeah, totally.
go. And you can't do that as a single parent. But if you're lucky enough to be sharing some, doing some co-parenting with the child's father, just in my experience. Like if I had that one night a week where my son was at his father's house, it was nice. Like you got all that at once. So
Yes.
then the whole rest of the other 6 days, you're like, holy crap, when's it gonna be Friday or whatever day it was,
Sure.
I can't do it anymore. But other moms who are with a significant other get the little breaks. So it's just different, I guess, is what it is.
Definitely. There are
Yeah.
some days I'd kill for that big break.
Yeah.
Like, I just wanna
Yeah.
sleep in. Just let me sleep in. And
Yes.
we have it a little bit different too because we live in Colorado, and so we don't have central AC, like, that's just not a thing here. And so we have a window unit, but our house is really old, so we can't have one in Baker's room as well, so he still sleeps with us, a year old. So we're like, "When's winter coming?" So we need to move him out just because we don't get any sleep with him in there because he
Does he
kicks
sleep in the
and
bed with you, or does he have a crib or whatever?
no. He sleeps in a pack and play. He's a maniac.
Yeah.
If
Well,
we
that
let
was
him
Luke
sleep
was
with
like that too.
us.
I'd end up with like a black eye.
Yeah,
It's
totally. Well, he would never go to sleep. He, like, goes hard in the paint until he falls and
wow.
crashes and burns. Like,
Yeah, like that's the end.
yeah, like, he only goes to sleep because he, like, basically his body stopped. Like, his body's like, "And you're
Yeah.
done."
Yeah, Luke was like that too. Speaking of exhaustion, like he didn't like to go to sleep. And so
Mhm.
he would
I
literally,
remember.
well, you might remember because he used to take care of Luke when he was a baby.
Mhm.
And he would literally, his eyes would roll back into his head. He
Mhm.
was like trying to stay awake so hard. And people would say, oh, you need to try this. Oh, you need to do that. Oh, you need to let him cry. I let that child cry, like to the
Yes.
point where my neighbor came over and was like, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. "But your baby's crying." I'm like, "I know." "Well, aren't you gonna soothe him?" I'm like, "Well, I'm trying to let him self-soothe," because that was a thing, remember self-soothing?
Yeah.
And
Cry it
you're supposed
out
to
is
let
what
him
it's
cry
called
it out.
now.
Yeah. So, so she's like, "Oh my god, how long is he gonna cry?" I'm like, "I don't know. There's been times where it's been hours." She's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, do you wanna try?
Exactly. You can sit in here if you want. Like, I'll go, with the bags under my eyes and I'm sure she thought I was a terrible mom, but whatever.
Well, I
The
mean,
thing
we're
worked.
we're all judged, right? I mean, I know
Oh yeah.
I judged like crazy before I was a mom, and for that, I should repent 1,000 repentances.
Yes, you
I don't know what that
should.
would be. I don't know what that would be called, but I should definitely repent, and another reason why I'm doing this podcast, because I know I judged, and I'm a horrible person for it. But now I want people to know that, like, I want them to have a safe space. And so I want this to be a safe space and where they're going to be able to, everyone can share their stories. So speaking of sharing stories, we have a Facebook page, or Facebook group, I Can't Mom Today. And we also have an email. If you want to email any stories, we can definitely keep you anonymous so we can give you a little shout out. Woo woo. You can
Yeah.
email us at I can't mom today podcast at gmail.com.
I
So
can't mom today podcast at gmail.com.
I know it's long, but I just wanted to make sure we got it all in there.
That's okay. It's good. It'll still work.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's
So
good. It's good. Like you said, a safe place. It's good where people can share their stories and commiserate and laugh and, learn too.
totally, because and another thing too is that I think too often we take being a mom too seriously, because granted, don't get me wrong, it is a very serious responsibility, but I also think that we need to give ourselves a break every now and again, and you
Mhm.
just laugh and just go,
Yeah, well, because we judge ourselves too.
yeah.
Like, all the time. I know I do. That's the only reason why I'm a little bummed that I didn't decide to have another child, because I kind of wish I had the opportunity to do it again and not be so freaked out all the time, you know?
Totally. Totally.
Because with that first one, you're like, oh my God, it's just like that. I'm bringing up another commercial, that Love's commercial where it's like first time mom and the mom's like sanitizing everything. And then
Yes.
second time mom and she's like, whatever, here's the baby.
Yeah. I think we've had a pretty good balance between the two, like sanitizing everything and then also being like, whatever. I mean, we've definitely had those moments for sure where we were like, "Is he breathing? Oh my god!" I think it was like the first 3 months, and then when he made it through 3 months, we're like, "All right, he's not going to die. He's not as fragile as we think." And we loosened
That's
our
so
ties,
true.
so to speak.
Yeah. I know. I think that or wrapping the kid in bubble wrap too. There's that,
I wanted to do that
especially
before he was
not.
born.
I know. I remember too when I was in like my second trimester, before I got to the point where I was like, "Oh my God, get it out." I didn't want him to come out. Like I was like, "He's so nice and safe in there. Can we just keep
Yeah.
him in there for a while?" And then by the third, I think God does this for you, the third trimester, that's when you start to get really uncomfortable and you're like, "Oh, take it out."
Yeah. I didn't really have too many issues. Like, I was
That's
just
good.
hot. I was hot all the
Hot.
time. Yes. God, I was hot all the time.
Yeah, I didn't really have that problem, but I just remember just being like, I remember one time in the middle of the night, I don't know why we absolutely keep coming back to sleeping. In the middle of the night, I was like 9 months pregnant and I was lying on my side and I got up to pee in the middle of the night and I could totally tell that I woke Luke up. Like he went from being like dead weight when I got up to like
Oh.
starting to move around. And I almost felt like he was going, "Mom, really? You just woke me up." Oh, like, it was the strangest feeling, but that's where I remember I was like, "Okay, I think we're ready. I think that there's not enough room in this body for both of us anymore."
Yeah, I mean, I had an adjustable bed because I'm that basic, and I just needed it because I was getting no sleep, and so I stayed pretty comfy for the most part. Like, I could sleep pretty solid.
Man, well, see, there's a tip.
I know.
If
Yeah,
anybody's
yeah.
pregnant and they wanna get an adjustable bed, that might be a good idea because
I
you can
kept
get them
it.
like, not crazy expensive, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, we got ours, I think it was, like, under 2,000 for everything. Like, mattress, adjustable bed, everything. I mean, granted, we didn't get the top of the line, like, let me press a number and, let me press my remote and it automatically moves for me. But it was so nice because I had an injury that wouldn't allow me to sleep on my left side, so I could only sleep on my right side or my back. And then it got to a point where I couldn't sleep on my back anymore because it's unsafe, and so I could only sleep on
Mhm.
my right. So I mean, like, I legitimately had to, but it was a godsend.
Yeah, I could totally see how that would be really, really awesome. Wish I
Mhm.
had thought of that, but
Yeah.
I
Well, they
slept
probably didn't have it
fairly
back
well
then.
while I
It's
was
so
pregnant, I
long
think.
ago.
Oh, shut up. Not that old.
Yeah, I
Mm.
know. I know.
So when did Baker start sleeping through the night?
He hasn't.
He still doesn't?
No.
Oh my god. So, well, then you're going through what I went through.
Girl. He still wakes up at, like, anywhere between and there's no rhyme or reason. This kid has no rhythm, no routine. Even though we try. I mean, we do the
Yeah.
best we can to keep him on a routine. We could do everything the same during the day, and at night, sometimes he wakes up at 9, anywhere between 9 and, like, midnight, and then anywhere
Mhm.
between 3 and 6.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Luke
give me
used to
advice. Don't tell
even
me.
Oh, no, I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying Luke used to, well, I'm comparing my kid to yours. Here we go.
Yeah.
Luke used to still, even when he was like 4, because I remember he could talk, and he would get up at like 4:30 in the morning and get into bed with me and be like, "Can we get up now? Can we get up now? Can we get up now?" I'm like, "Stop it. I just want to go to sleep." And then
Yes.
finally, at like 5, I'd walk out in the living room. And I would have been fine if he went in the living room and watched cartoons by himself. But no, I had to be up with him. Like he had to come. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Like I would get to the point where I was just like, I was ready to throw him out the window. Never would
You
have,
let your
never did.
child
But
watch
yeah.
cartoons?
I know. How dare me?
That was something that was big for
Crazy
me too.
cartoons.
When I was,
Yeah.
I was like, "Ugh, I'm not letting my child watch TV." And we try to, like, really keep it down to, about an hour that or less a day that he's exposed. But girl, sometimes Sesame Street is my best friend.
Heck yeah.
I'm
I
like,
say do it, man. Well, we did Baby Einstein, which may not be
"Mm,
cool anymore. I don't know. And well, and then when he got a little bit older, SpongeBob, because I like SpongeBob, so we used to watch SpongeBob together.
totally."
That was one of his first words.
SpongeBob?
Butt Bob.
Oh,
Yeah, he
Lord.
said Butt Bob, Butt Bob.
Oh, Lord. Alright, let's
I
get back to
know.
exhaustion because we have, like, gone off on 16 different tangents because that's what we do.
Yes.
But we'll try to keep it in line. So let's just say, like, what's one of the weirdest things that you have done out of exhaustion?
Hmm. Gosh, that's tough.
Yeah. I have
What's one thing you've done? I've got to think about this for a
Yeah,
second.
no worries. So I have to go south to drop Baker off at school and then go north to go to work.
Hmm.
And I'm on autopilot. So on Mondays, I don't have to take Baker to school. Brad does that. I go straight to work. And on a Monday, I started driving down to Baker's school. And it took me about 10 minutes into the drive. And I was like, wait a second. Where am I? So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
I
that's
wasted a
what,
lot of
that whole
time.
thing with, people leaving their babies in the car
Yes.
and, other people judge and go, how could you do that? Blah, blah, blah,
No.
blah. And I'm like, give the poor parent a break. They could be totally sleep deprived and
Yes.
off of their normal schedule. And it's just because you're in autopilot because you're so exhausted. So
Yes.
I really get it when speaking of judging and exhaustion, I get annoyed when people are like, well, who would do that on purpose? Who would leave their baby in the car on purpose? Almost nobody. So yeah, oh, that frustrates me because
Mm,
I feel like obviously you've never been an exhausted parent because I'm trying to think. I mean, I remember just doing a bunch of little stuff
yeah.
like, forgetting. I would just forget a lot of things and forget, like, I know that I would get him to brush his teeth or give him a bath. And then for some reason it would translate into me. And so then I would think I brushed my teeth. And then, like, a little bit later on, I'd be like, why are my teeth so fuzzy? And I realize, oh, I brushed Luke's teeth, but not mine. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. Or Luke will be fed and I'll forget to eat. Like, I would just forget to take care of my own needs because I'd just all automatically, if I took care of his, my needs were done. Like, mine
Yes.
didn't even count or something, or I'd confuse my needs with his,
Yes.
basically.
I throw things away too. And
Yeah?
Brad also well, maybe I threw that. Oh, no, I think it was Brad. I went to the trash can and threw something away one time, and one of our steak knives was in the trash can. And I was like, what's going on here?" And maybe he did. Maybe I don't throw it away. Maybe he does. Because
Yeah,
my
man.
coffee pods have disappeared over time. So I use the reusable ones for the Keurig because
Oh, yeah.
I ain't
Mhm.
rich.
Yeah.
So, I dump them out, and whatever, reuse them. But somehow we're missing 3.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
I could see how it'd be easy to throw those away too, because 'cause you're just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, pod, doop."
I bet it was him. Let's just blame him for
We'll
that.
blame Brad. He's not here to
Yeah.
defend himself.
No. And basically, right, anything that goes wrong is your husband's or your spouse's fault.
Oh, of course. Especially when they can't defend themselves.
Totally. Totally. Some of the things there's a poll online, of course, we have to use lots of polls. So other parents have tried to wash clothes in the toilet.
Ah.
No. I don't see how that could happen. But again, how sleep deprived is this person?
Mhm.
Right? Were they
Yeah.
half asleep maybe? Yeah, there we go. Poured baby
Were they
formula into their coffee.
Hmm.
I could see how that can be.
Yeah.
And if you use powder creamer, heck yeah. Texting
Yeah.
their boss thinking it was their partner's number.
I've done that. No,
Ooh.
I've texted people not realizing, like, when you'll be texting a few different people at the same time
Yes,
and
yes.
you're like in a couple different conversations
Mhm.
and you accidentally text, like, I'll text you like, yeah, sure, I'd love cream with that. And you're like, what?
I did that
And I'll
yesterday to my
mean to, yeah.
dad.
Did you really? What'd you
Yeah, I thought I
say?
was texting you, and I was like,
Oh,
"Whoops,
really?
yeah."
That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know if that's totally like just a exhausted mommy thing. I think that's just an anybody thing sometimes
Yeah,
when you're doing too many things at once.
totally. Took a shower fully clothed.
Yep, haven't done that.
I've
Have you?
you know what? I have. I've like gotten in the shower like my underwear still. I'm like, "What the?"
I did do that actually
Mhm.
once. Yes, I did do that with my underwear still on. Not fully clothed, but like I guess in my
Partially.
brain I was like, I've got that's enough. I took enough off.
We're gonna do laundry while we take a shower.
Yeah, man. Multitasking.
Tried to make a phone call on the TV remote. Yep, I've definitely done that. Or worse, like, had the phone in your hand and you're talking to somebody on the phone, you're like, "Where's the phone? Where's the phone?"
Oh, yeah, I've done that. I've done that before.
And you start
Where's the
freaking out because phones are so expensive now. You're like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What did I do with my phone?
Yes,
Oh,
my
yeah, I was
life."
talking to you on it.
Yes. Oh my god,
I've
I would
done that.
die. Left the house completely naked. No.
No. No,
No.
never done that. Uh-uh.
I can't. I think I'm too cognizant of my nakedness that I would not I can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, same here. That's why
I've
I would
walked in
think
front of the window naked before and forgotten that the window's open.
yes, I have done that too. Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's at night and the lights are on and the neighbors can all see
Oh,
in. What am I thinking?"
mine's during the day. Open the refrigerator looking for a pair of shoes.
Hmm.
I have opened the refrigerator looking for something that shouldn't be in there, but I don't think it was shoes. It was like my cell phone or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's possible that I've done that.
Eh.
Or put something in the refrigerator that wasn't supposed to be in
Yeah,
there.
yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yes. Waited for a stop sign to turn green.
No, I've never done that.
I don't think I've done that either. I've sat there
No.
while the stoplight was green and be like, just in the zone.
Yeah, I've done that too. Oh, it's green. Look at that.
Oh, this one's listen to this one. Drove to work without dropping my kids off at school first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Totally. Yeah, I've definitely driven because out of habit, like driven the wrong way for something kind of like what you did,
Uh,
like where you're out of your normal routine and then you just start going to where your normal routine would be, but
yeah.
that's not where you need to be. I still do that. What am I talking about? I'm like, where
I
am I
thought you were gonna say
going?
I thought you were gonna say driving the wrong way on the street. I was like, dang girl.
Have you ever been driving down the road and been so tired where you forget where you're going or like
Yes.
forget where you are?
Yes,
Like
all
you're
the
like,
time.
wait a minute, what street am I on? And it's
Yeah.
a street that you've driven on a bajillion times and you're like, you have that split second of anxiety, like
Well, you've lost
dementia.
orientation. You're like, wait, what?
Where am I? Yeah.
Yes, totally. Autopilot, girl.
Oh yeah. I've totally done that. It scares me to death actually, because I have that split second of just where am I?
Yes. The last one on the 10. Started cooking dinner at breakfast time. Can anyone say pizza for breakfast? Always.
Yeah. On purpose.
Always. Yeah, on
But I
purpose,
haven't
like,
done that
not
by accident.
accidentally.
No. Uh,
Silly.
on purpose. Well, Luke is so picky, so I used to just whatever
No.
I could get him to eat, I would make him whatever I could.
No, not
So,
Luke.
yeah. Yeah, uh-huh. Mr. Pasta with butter and Parmesan on it.
Yeah, we'll have to get into another weird things kids eat
Oh, I know. Or
another
how to,
day.
yeah, to picky eaters. Oh my God.
Trick them. That's the key. Trick them.
I know.
Well, no, it's not. No, I'm not giving you advice either.
Yeah.
It's so
Well,
funny
it's
how
too late
how
now.
everything is so ingrained in us.
Uh-huh. Like, oh, you need
So
to do this. Well, you're trying to be helpful, I think, too. When people
yeah,
give advice, they're trying to be helpful.
they
They mean
are.
well.
They
It's
do.
just that
Bless
you're
their
like, that's
heart.
nice. Well, yeah, well, because I did get the whole like, oh, you should do like so and so Seinfeld's wife, where you put it in a blender and, mix like chopped up broccoli and stuff that they can't
Mm.
notice. And I'm like, but I work all the time. I'm exhausted. Well, then do it on Sunday and make a batch and put it in the freezer. I'm like,
Oh
who the hell wants
Lord,
to spend
no.
their Sunday doing that?
I
Not
mean,
me. So I
obviously
make
a
my
better
kid
mom than
pasta with
me.
butter and Parmesan.
So I think that's a pretty good long episode that we just created for you guys. And our idea is to keep them very short, 20 to 30 minutes, because moms don't have time. Like we just read that
Right?
55 minutes a week. So in your commute, when you have extra time, we'd love for you to listen to us and take that 20, 30-minute break and laugh with us, commiserate with us, and just enjoy the time. Segments that we have coming up that we're going to be working on, if you want to share anything, is one is what the what? This is for those times when your kids are complete boneheads and you just can't understand what they're thinking. So help us with what the what. Give us some
Yeah,
stories.
you
We'd
can
love to
contribute
feature
on
you.
the Facebook group. That Facebook group again
I can't
is
mom
I can't
today.
mommy mom today.
Yes. And we also have
So you can
Instagram.
do
I
it there
can't
or email
mom
them
today podcast
and email.
and email. I can't mom today podcast at gmail.com.
There you go.
All right. Can't wait till next time. See you later. This is Heather and
Hey, Vera.
we're working on it. We're working the kinks.
Yeah.
Have a great day, guys.